I relish this season that we call fall. It's an amazing time of the year. I mean, the temperatures change. The breeze is a little different. And the pumpkins. Need I say more? Pumpkins. How I enjoy pumpkins. To look at them, to see them, they make me smile. Pumpkin flavored cookies, scones, pies, butter, soaps, soups, bread, pancakes, donuts, eggnog, and so much more. In my opinion, it's hard to have too many pumpkins. It's such a beautiful season as the trees begin their amazing transformation, showing off Abba's palette of color. Remember, I'm the one who loves living in a place where the seasons change. But I've also been a person who loves transformation and transitions all her life. Transitions and transformations can be uncertain, fearful, a wee bit scary, but also encouraging, freeing, and hopeful, and so much more. How about you? How are you at transitions and transformations? Really, authentically. I shared in a last episode, there are so many stories of transition that lead to transformation, where we can see how God uses this space in our lives to make a difference, to take us where he wants us to go. Here's another one that I find powerful and hopeful. It's in John 8, verses 3-5, and then 10 and 11. This is the Amplified Translation. Now the scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman who'd been caught in adultery. They made her stand in the center of the court, and they said to him, "Teacher, this woman has been caught in the very act of adultery. Now, the law of Moses commands us to stone such a woman to death. What do you say we're to do with her? What is your sentence?" Straightening up, Jesus said to her, "Woman, where are they? Did no one condemn you?" She answered, "No one, Lord." And Jesus said, "I do not condemn you either. Go, from now on, sin no more." Wow. Do you hear the movement, the passage, or the change from one position, state, stage, subject, concept, to the other? Change. There is significant transition in this story. I mean, the Pharisees and the scribes, the religious elite, the church leadership of the day, they had an idea of what was to happen. She was caught in the very act of adultery. Have you ever wondered how? We don't know much about her, but she seems to have been a willing participant. But was she? Could she really be? Did she have a choice in her culture, in her day? Have you ever thought how badly she was set up and used to get what they wanted? But there she was, in the midst and caught. Life seemed to be becoming a crossroads that didn't really look good for her. Stoning was a permanent ending. She could use a transition in her life in this moment. The J.B. Phillips translation says John 8, 3 and 5 and 10 to 11 this way. But the scribes and the Pharisees brought to him a woman who had been caught in adultery. They made her stand in front, and then he said to them, "Now, Master, this woman has been caught in adultery, the very act. According to the law, Moses commanded us to stone such a woman to death. Now, what do you say about her?" Jesus was left alone with the woman standing there where he had put her. They had put her. Then he stood up. "Where are they all? Did no one condemn you?" And she says, "No one, sir." "Neither do I condemn you," said Jesus. "Go home. Do not sin again." The scribes and the Pharisees, they had a script for her. with a painful ending. But actually, it was more aimed at Jesus. And Jesus had the desire and the authority to make movement, passage, change from one position, state, or stage subject come to another, to make change in her life. Where are they all? He asked. Did no one condemn you? No, sir. Well, then neither do I condemn you. Wow. Talk about transition from a death to life. That is transition. That's the kind of transformation Jesus can do in our lives. Just when we think we know what is in front of us, we think we're in one path, Jesus can offer a moment of transition that can make an eternal difference. The Message says it this way. The religious scholars and Pharisees led in a woman who'd been caught in an act of adultery. They stood her in plain sight of everyone and said, Teacher, this woman was caught red-handed in the act of adultery. Moses, in the law, gives orders to stone such persons. What do you say? And the woman was left alone. And Jesus stood up and spoke to her. Woman, where are they? Does no one condemn you? No one, Master, she said. Neither do I, said Jesus. Go on your way. From now on, don't sin. The amazing power of transition can be ours if we are willing. Are you? Am I? I sure hope so. Jesus, we are so grateful for the way that you enter into our lives, no matter what our mess is, no matter what chaos is around us, no matter what we've gotten ourselves into, or maybe we've gone along with others and found ourselves in a place we never imagined. Whatever it is, however involved we are, you can transition. This woman was abused and used to it. And then came Jesus. Those who had called her out, who had caught her, who had used her. And Jesus turned the tables and said, the first one of you who has no sin in their life, throw that stone. Stone her. And not one of them could stand there and condemn her when he turned the tables on them. Transformation. When the path looked like it would lead to death, Jesus gave new life, a new beginning, a transition, a start over, a do-over. We are so grateful, Jesus, that you do that in our lives every day. May we be open to the transitions you have for us, recognizing it's your handiwork, not ours. But may we be attentive, and may we be grateful, and may we be hopeful when transition comes into our life and you lead us on a new path. Give us a do-over. What a blessing. Thank you for the transitions in our lives. Amen. Kathy, now we invite you to help us with a breath practice. Those moments allow us to take a deep breath, just pause, and maybe recognize the transition that Jesus has for us. Thanks, my friend.
For today's breathing, plan on sitting in a comfortable position with your torso lifted, shoulders dropped. And as you inhale, allow your eyes to lift up and look up. Exhale, bring your eyes back down and gaze forward. Inhale, allow your eyes to lead your head just up. Exhale. Continue this pattern slowly And as you're inhaling, think about bringing in all the energy. And as you exhale, letting it go. Inhale, bring in all the energy. Exhale, let it go. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. Then release your breathing practice. Thanks for breathing with me.